Hello everyone, Chris here. Pastor Greg has asked me to speak on why watching church on TV or your phone or any other source like streaming, radio, or podcast isn't really going to church. And that has nothing to do with whether or not you're in a particular designated physical building. You see, some churches are blessed to have a dedicated building that supports their ministry. Other churches meet in houses or huts or school buildings or wherever. A building may be a church, but a building is not the church. See, church is in place. Church is people. In Matthew 18, verse 20, we read, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am among them." Now that doesn't mean that if Julie Reagan and I decide to watch TV in our living room, that it suddenly becomes a church. It really means that as a church body, we are supposed to gather together and worship God communally. In Hebrews 10, 24-25, we read, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." See, here we're instructed explicitly to not give up meeting together. It's pretty clear. Further, in 1 Corinthians 3:17, Paul writes, "If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy that person, for God's temple is sacred, and you together are that temple." Did you catch that? And you together are that temple. God, through Paul, isn't saying that together we are a building. God is calling his people the temple or the church. Okay, Chris, so church isn't a building, but a group of people. What difference does that make? When I watch church on TV, there are a group of people present. Doesn't that count? No. We're called to participate, not just consume or view church. It's a totally different thing. In Acts 2, 46-47, we read, "Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved." You see, being a church is a verb. Worship is a verb. Being the church requires that you participate in hearing and spreading God's word, participate in the ministry and the mission of the church. You know, that whole being the hands and feet of God thing, singing and worshiping, yes, out loud, being encouraged and encouraging others. Now I'm going to get a little personal. When I was baptized here, actually over there where Webb's Gym is now, at Rolling Hills Church in July of 2005, and became a member, things began to change. I began to change. Not immediately, not all at once, but gradually, slowly, thankfully, consistently, as any good journey. But it really took a while for me to allow Julie to convince me to be part of a small group. And I gotta tell you, there's really been no greater transformation in my life than me before and after group. I know it can be hard for some of you to believe, but by nature I can actually be a bit of an introvert, really preferring to kind of be by myself. Being social, being around people was something that I would endure at best, and at worst, well, we'll leave that up to your own imaginations, and I'm sure you'll fill in the blanks just fine. But now, group is something that I not only look forward to, but I need it in my life. I need it to encourage me. I need it to strengthen me. I need it to recharge me, to help me feed my spirit so that I might help feed others. That only happens when I participate in church, not simply view or consume it. So to all of those that I have been in group with over the years, Julie, my beautiful wife, Pastor Greg and Nicole, Sean and Jody, Chad and Mary, Mike and Stephanie, Mark and Gina Stropke, Alan and Mary Wyckoff, Paul and Maureen, Stanley, Philip, John. Thank you all so much for being the church, for being my church. And in closing, one final thought. You wouldn't treat any other relationship in your life as just a viewer or consumer, would you? How would that work if you only saw your spouse on a screen? Or your child only saw you through his or her phone? No interaction, no connection, no participation, no hugs, no two-way conversations, only being talked at, never being heard when you had a hurt or a question. So why do we think it's okay to treat our relationship with God that way? This is church.